Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Why Get a Mac podcast. I'm David Franco. The response was even better than last time, so thank you for all the questions. So let's jump right in. The first question is from Ryan McCain. I am wanting to be able to run a bunch of my old PC web design programs, and do I actually need to buy a virtual PC, or is there something in the machine already that will let it run? Thank you for the question, Ryan McCain. Alright, you want to run PC web design programs. There are several ways to do this. One, you could run it in Windows on your Mac. You do this with Apple's Bootcamp. It's actually free. If you go to apple.com/bootcamp, you'll see it there. What it is it's software that allows you to dual boot into Windows or Mac OS X. You can't run Windows programs inside OS X this way, but you can either run into Windows or, Mac OS X. And yes, they run natively. There's actually another solution called Parallels Desktop. I don't know the exact website, but go to Google, type in Parallels Desktop for Mac. What this does is it allows the user to run Windows programs within Mac OS X, meaning in an actual window, which is pretty awesome. The only drawback is it costs money. I'm not sure how much, I'm sorry, but if you go to the website, you'll see it. I think it's like $149 or something like that for the price. Alright, so I hope that helps. Thank you, Ryan. Next question comes from Kiki in England. Hi, I saw your YouTube podcast. I have a few questions. I'm told Macs don't have as many programs as PCs. Which programs do PCs have that Macs don't? Alright, let's do one question at a time. Thank you for the question, Kiki. It is true that Windows does have more programs than the Mac. This doesn't necessarily mean that's a good thing, but it is true. Windows does have more programs than the Mac does, mainly because it's more popular, obviously. But let's be honest, how many of those programs are you actually going to use? There may be a couple programs you have to use inside Windows that the Mac does not offer. But just like Ryan McCain, you can run these programs if you want to in Bootcamp or Parallels Desktop. Or some of these Windows programs might actually be available for the Mac. So if you're curious, just go to Google, type in the program's name, and type Mac after the program's name. And if it's available, you'll see it. Okay, next question. I don't do anything that technical online, but I need Word and MSN and general internet browsing. Is it possible for me to have MSN on a Mac? And how do I do this? Is it easy? Also, I'm told Mac has a very basic notepad, and I'll be going to a university soon, so this will be very helpful. Alright, Word and MSN. Okay, Microsoft Word is available for the Mac. This is actually a very common question. Microsoft Office is sold for the Mac from Microsoft. I'm not sure of the price. I'm sorry. I don't know the prices of all this software. But if you go to Microsoft.com/Mac, I think it's Mactopia. Yeah, Microsoft.com/Mactopia, you'll see it. Or just go to Google, type in Microsoft Office Mac, and you'll see it. However, Apple does have its own suite called iWork. iWork 06 includes Pages and Keynote. Pages is Apple's Word competitor. Pages can open and edit Word documents, even save as Word documents. From what I've seen, Pages is a lot better than Microsoft Word. The, just the basic features of it are nice. When you get your Mac, you'll most likely have a free trial of iWork 06, a 30-day trial. But if you absolutely have to use Microsoft Office, which many people obviously do, Microsoft does sell it, so you'll be okay there. As for MSN, are you talking about the internet service or the Messenger service? If you're talking about the internet service, I actually recently just checked CNET, and I found the news story from 2005 that Microsoft is canceling MSN for the Mac. I don't know how reliable that article was, but to be honest, you can get a better internet service for cheaper too. So, I'm not totally positive, to tell you the truth. I haven't seen good things, though, just to tell you. there are many internet services out there like Comcast, Verizon, DSL, all those. So I'm sorry I cannot give you an accurate answer on that one. As for MSN Messenger service, that is fully available for the Mac. Just go to Microsoft.com/Mactopia, or again, just go to Google, type in MSN Messenger Mac, and you'll see it. It is actually a nice instant messaging service for the Mac. However, if you can download an application called Adium, it's spelled ADIUM. Go to Google, type that in, Adium. It's actually an instant messaging service that allows you to connect to multiple networks. This includes AIM, Yahoo, MSN, ICQ. I'm not sure if it supports Google Talk, but I think it does. But yeah, definitely check out Adium. It's a very, very nice instant messaging service. You can customize your buddy list to much extent. It's a very cool application. Alright, so I hope that helped. Alright, Kiki's last question is, can I play games on a Mac? I really just want to play games like World of Warcraft and The Sims. Yes, you can play games on the Mac. While they're not as popular on the Mac, you can play them. If you have World of Warcraft and The Sims, the Windows versions, you'll have to run them inside Boot Camp or Parallels Desktop. However, there are Mac versions of World of Warcraft and The Sims, so that should be no problem for you. Make sure that you get a Mac that can run games well, too. The MacBook and Mac Mini are nice systems, but they have integrated graphics from Intel, meaning the graphics performance won't be that great. You can probably run these games if you put the details low, if you set the details low, so if you're going to be playing games, I suggest getting a Mac with a dedicated graphics card. Alright, thank you, Kiki. I hope that helped. Next question comes from Joe, aka Chatbot2000 on YouTube. I'm thinking of buying a MacBook Pro for 15.4 inch, and I don't know to get 2.00 GHz or 2.16 GHz. And I want to know if it's worth getting 100 GB hard drive or 120 GB, as I'm going to get iTV and plan to record a lot of shows, but on Apple's website it says 100 GB is good for photos and music, and 120 GB is good for hours of video, thousands of photos, and hours of music. P.S. Your podcasts rock. I think you're a Mac genius. I'm no Mac genius, but thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Alright, so thank you, Joe. Between 2.0 GHz and 2.16 GHz, that's totally up to you. 2.0 GHz is fast as it is. Every chip is dual core, meaning you'll get great performance. Whether it's worth the money, that's more of a personal choice and what you'll be doing with this processor power. 100 GB or 120 GB. Okay, you say you'll be recording TV shows from iTV, using iTV. I suggest you save yourself some money, get the 100 GB internal drive for the MacBook Pro, and then separately invest in an external hard drive where you'll store your iTV TV shows on. So trust me, TV shows can take up a lot of space. As you can see, I do video editing, and trust me, it takes up space very quickly, especially for iTV. Each episode will be at least 30 minutes, right? So definitely invest in a nice external hard drive. I suggest at least 200 GB, depending on how much you're going to be recording. Alright, thank you, Joe. I hope that helped. Alright, Jonathan from California on YouTube has a question. But I was just wondering if the iMac can run World of Warcraft. Yes, the iMac, as of right now when I'm recording this, the iMac is the best Mac out there that will run World of Warcraft. It has excellent video performance, so I definitely suggest getting that. However, hold off on that purchase. By the time you watch this, the Worldwide Developers Conference will be taking place. It starts Monday, August 7th. Steve Jobs will be giving his keynote and most likely be introducing new products, and the iMac is likely to receive this upgrade. So just keep an eye out on what happens. Send in those questions, daviddefranco@gmail.com or myspace.com/insanelyGreat. So until then, thank you.